Good morning. Mr. Wayne Riley, Special Technical Advisor, Ministry of National Security. Engineer Tony Gibbs engineered many accolades and the featured speaker for this conference. Specially invited guests, presenters and panelists, sponsors, members of the various regional corporations and participants from Tobago, participants, council members and committee members. A welcome, good morning to all of you. Thank you for being here. On behalf of the Executive Council of the Association of Professional Engineers of Trinidad and Tobago, APETT, I am extremely pleased to welcome you all, presenters and participants, to this APETT Technical Conference 2014 titled Engineering for Disaster Preparedness and Management. APETT is a learned society of professional engineers dedicated to the development of engineers and the engineering profession. The association promotes the highest standards of professional practice and stimulates awareness of technology and the role of the engineer in society. As such, the hosting of this conference, long overdue as indicated by many, yet both timely and pertinent as we observe the recent events in the Caribbean. It is envisaged that over the next 2 days, the role of engineers and engineering in natural disasters and man-made catastrophes will be examined. To achieve this, we have presented the opportunity to gain insight into the various sectors and industries as it relates to disaster preparedness. Our esteemed presenters, knowledgeable and experts in their respective fields, shall direct the discussions which follow. This is an opportunity to also examine and address the current gaps that exist within our institutions, and we see this as an opportunity to explore more efficient engineering solutions for dealing with potential disasters of all types. This conference is deemed to provide a deeper understanding of engineering codes, intergovernmental agency oversight, and the technology available to manage disasters. I was recently invited by the American Chamber of Commerce of Trinidad and Tobago to attend the National Excellence in HSE Awards ceremony held in collaboration with the Ministry of Labour and Small and Micro Enterprise Development, where again the importance of preparation and process, emergency preparedness and response were highlighted. We are happy to have one of the recipients of these awards, Methanex Trinidad Limited, partner with us in this conference, again exhibiting the significance of the theme. Congratulations to Methanex. The disasters experienced in the Caribbean have and continue to have catastrophic and devastating impacts on our environment, economy, and social structure. There is severe damage to the built infrastructure that supports communities, which places a huge strain on economic activity. Examples in 2013 are the landslides which resulted in the damage to roads in Poncas, Dominica in April 2013. This resulted in a 40-foot opening in the roadway. The low-level trough that brought torrential rains, death and destruction to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia and Dominica in December 2013. The oil spill off the south coast of Trinidad in December 2013. And $8 million spent and increasing. These are just a few of the recent examples where disaster preparedness plays a critical role. The social impacts which follow consist of homelessness, injuries, sickness, disease, and even death. The two most prevalent natural disasters in the Caribbean are hurricanes and events. We must not forget Hurricanes Ivan and Katrina and the devastation they brought. And the fallout from these events is what we as engineers must be prepared for. Flooding and landslides leading to damage to the agricultural landscape, and the introduction of waterborne diseases leading to possible death, damage to infrastructural works, electricity, transmission poles, roadways and drainage systems, essential to the rebuilding and continuity of the communities. It may appear to you all that I'm showcasing a very dismal picture of the present situation. However, let us remain optimistic, and over the next 2 days, let the main objective be to determine our technological capacity to prevent, manage, and recover from such disasters in Trinidad and Tobago and in the wider Caribbean. One may say that we cannot prevent a disaster, more so the natural disaster events. However, we must use our knowledge and expertise to lessen the negative impacts of these events. As engineers, we are responsible for design, taking into consideration empirical data and even doing a bit of forecasting of the future, say as if you may. As we progressed with this conference, I recalled my trip to the Grand Cayman, primarily for relaxation and diving, yet was welcome to sit in on the AGM of the Caribbean Meteorological Organization. It was there that preparation and procedure were brought to light, as various Caribbean delegates reported on the year's activities following the hurricane season, discussed with the shelters established, the communication systems, the monitoring systems in place, and of course, collaboration among the islands. Not only did the AGM highlight the importance of these factors, but so did the recreational diving, which I had just started. Here, the buddy system is a must. Collaboration and community are a necessity, and engineering design is apparent to address a possibility. Here, the regulator, the main source of breathing, is designed with an alternate air source or octopus, which is a secondary source for breathing. In the event that your main source encounters a problem, or in the event that your diving buddy runs out of air, or encounters a problem with his or her air source. As I said previously, it is our responsibility as engineers to look ahead, foresee if you wish the possibility or probability, and address it. And here, the engineer, a Frenchman, Émile Gardner, was instrumental in the development of the regulator. My apologies. Of the modern day regulator. This is just a simple example of our role in disaster preparedness. You can imagine the disaster that should happen should you not be able to breathe underwater, 15 to 30 meters below the surface. However, we are pleased here to now have discussions this morning on our preparation, both at the level of citizens, as professionals, engineers, and at the government level. And as such, we are pleased to have our keynote speaker today on day one of this conference from the Ministry of National Security, Mr. Wayne Riley, who accepted as a representative of the ministry following the change in agenda of the Senator, the Honorable Gary Griffiths. We do understand the busy schedule of the Minister, and are happy to welcome Mr. Riley, who shall give us some insight into the workings of the arm of his ministry, which is responsible for the coordination and management of the various phases of disaster management in Trinidad and Tobago. In addition, the presenters over the next 2 days shall address and inform us of the various sectors of society which are affected by disasters and the measures which are being taken to mitigate the damaging effects to both operations and the effects on the community. This conference shall give you the opportunity to become aware of the operations and processes to safeguard against these disasters. It is also the occasion to discuss further with the relevant personnel any operations which may be helpful in your own sector or industry as it pertains to disaster preparedness or mitigation. Before closing, I would like to thank the personnel of the Carol Suites Hotel who assisted us with the coordination of this conference, as well as the members of the APETT ATC2014 committee, whose names are listed in the program, for their timeless efforts in organizing this conference. Special thanks must be paid to every single one of our speakers for the presentations to be shared over the next 2 days. Lastly, but by no means least, sincere gratitude to our sponsors, Platinum sponsor Trinidad Cement Limited, Gold sponsor CEP Limited, Bronze sponsor Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management, and all other sponsors without whom this conference would not have been such a success. We look forward to your continued collaboration. We as engineers and citizens alike must be prepared to handle the uncontrollable whims of nature as well as the unexpected results of our own development. So first ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? Then prepare to accept it. Then proceed to improve on the worst. We hope you find this conference informative and interesting, and we look forward to your participation and fruitful discussions as to are we ready. Thank you very much.